I don't have a patient, but basically that conversation, that first conversation we have with the patient after they've been referred to us happens here. So we have computers that have access to the imaging of the hospital. So if an MRI was done here, for example, I don't have to run to the MRI. I can see that on my PICC system here using this computer. I can see the CT scans, and usually I have an ultrasound in the room. So when the patient comes to make the first visit, I will look at their imaging, and if anything is missing on the imaging, I will ask for the new imaging at that time. And then the imaging is what helps me to plan what procedure I'm going to do.
We then follow her into a diagnostic room where a biopsy is being performed.
So this is our big procedure room where we are doing ultrasound guided procedures, but we do other procedures guided by different imaging modalities. Sometimes we use fluoroscopy, like you will see. Sometimes we use CT scans. We can also use MRI for a few. So basically all the imaging that we have in radiology, we can use it to do interventional radiology procedures. So what's going on here is a procedure. They are doing an ultrasound guided biopsy. They're doing a fine needle aspiration of a thyroid mass using ultrasound. So the patient is there, and we are able to see exactly what we are doing using that very tiny needle. And as you can see, the team working, they use ultrasound, see the needle, pick the sample, and then immediately in the same room, they give it to the pathology team. The pathology team is over here, and they'll be able to look at the slides, and we will know what is wrong with the patient immediately. So basically, as the patient recovers, we have the results.
That fast?
That fast, because everything is happening in the same space. So this team is here working. We have the interventional radiology fellow working. We have a nurse around observing the patient. And then over here, we have the pathology team set up with their microscopes and their reagents just ready to look at the slides. So that's just one of the procedures that we do.
The goal: detect early, treat quickly.
So they will recover here in our unit, and immediately after, they can go back to their work. So what's going on here is a procedure. They are doing an ultrasound guided biopsy. They're doing a fine needle aspiration of a thyroid mass using ultrasound. So the patient is there, and we are able to see exactly what we are doing using that very tiny needle. And as you can see, the team working, they use ultrasound, see the needle, pick the sample, and then immediately in the same room, they give it to the pathology team. The pathology team is over here, and they'll be able to look at the slides, and we will know what is wrong with the patient immediately. So basically, as the patient recovers, we have the results.
That fast?
That fast, because everything is happening in the same space. So this team is here working. We have the interventional radiology fellow working. We have a nurse around observing the patient. And then over here, we have the pathology team set up with their microscopes and their reagents just ready to look at the slides. So that's just one of the procedures that we do.
The tools used here are as critical as the hands that guide them.
This in here is our equipment room. We use a lot of consumables.
Catheters, thin, sterile tubes are at the center of most procedures, but they come at a cost.
Interventional radiology uses wires and catheters and we follow blood vessels in the body. So we will use something like this to go as far as your brain, you know, to remove or fix whatever is wrong there. So we have a lot of storage here because of that.
All right, in terms of cost, are these single use?
Yes.
And how expensive are they?
All of them are single use. We use them and throw them away because after you've used it to go to someone's heart or brain, for example, you can't keep it for another person. So we throw it away, and they are expensive, but administration has, you know, has been supportive. So we usually get the consumables, and we are making arrangements to even get more consumables so that we are able to provide the service.
In the fluoroscopy unit, the body reveals its inner map. Real-time X-ray imaging guides each movement. Today's procedure involves placing a catheter in the junction between the vessel and the heart in order to deliver drugs during his long chemotherapy treatment without having to prick him with the needles every session.
A 48-year-old male here for plain insertion. They will use the anesthesia. The BP is 8.6, the cut of blood at 74, INR of 1.10. No allergy, last 8 years and that's 7 p.m. The weight was a number of 127 over 87, aspect of 99. We have given IV ceftriaxone for prophylaxis, non-diabetic, non-hypertensive. The patient consented. Do you all agree?
This is a fluoroscopy machine. We are going to use X-ray to do our procedure. We use both ultrasound and X-ray to do the procedure. Our wires are small, like this. So this patient would have ordinarily got a cannula to get their drug, but as we are treating cancer, the drugs can also be dangerous to the vessels. So because we don't want to burn the small vessels, we put this into, we can put catheters like this is called a PICC line, into a bigger vessel, but using a very small prick, like a needle prick. And then we'll put it there and the patient will be able to get their medication all the months that they have to do the medication. We don't have to do it again. Yeah, so we were doing a PICC line placement, and we were able to do it in about 20 minutes. Then the patient is going to stay with it. Basically, we are putting a catheter inside a big vessel, the junction between the vessel and the heart, so that the patient can receive his chemotherapy for his cancer treatment for the long time that he's going to receive it without needle pricks every time he goes for chemotherapy. That's what we were doing, and we are done. Interventional radiology is a branch of radiology. It's a subspecialty within radiology. So basically radiology is imaging. It's medical imaging. We use different types of cameras and different types of technology to see what is wrong with the human body. We can do scans, which are different types, like ultrasound scans, CT scans, MRI scans, X-rays, fluoroscopy, different ways of imaging the medical body to see what is wrong. Now, the special thing with interventional radiology is that we don't stop on just the imaging. okay? We are able to use these different methods of imaging to guide interventions. Intervention comes from the word intervene, to do something about it. For example, if I do a scan, an ultrasound scan, and I see a collection of pus inside the body, which medically we call an abscess, the intervention for me would be to drain the pus. Now, instead of you going to theater and we cut you to remove the pus, I, as an interventional radiologist, will come in with a tube, just a small catheter, which is a little bit bigger than a needle. Just, a small tube. Put it where the pus is and remove all the pus. And at the end of the procedure, I will take the catheter, my tube away, and the pus. So the patient is much better. The procedure happens in a very short time, and I am able to see exactly what I am doing because I'm using medical imaging, which makes me have very few complications. And the unique thing that we have is that we can really go anywhere in the body. And we use these very small catheters, tubes and wires that you have seen for us to go anywhere in the body. A good example I can give you is when someone has a stroke. There are two types of strokes. Sometimes you have a stroke because a blood vessel in your brain has broken and therefore you have bleeding within the brain. That we call a hemorrhagic stroke. But sometimes you have a stroke because a blood vessel in your brain is blocked. Usually the blockage is because of a clot. That we call ischemic stroke. Now that kind of stroke, if they give you to me in a short amount of time, I am able to use my wires and catheters and go through your blood vessels and go to the brain and get that clot out.
Wow.
And you will walk out, instead of being paralyzed, you will be absolutely fine. I just need the equipment and the consumables to be able to do that. And it's a very short procedure. Within about 30 minutes, you are a patient who had a stroke and you are on the verge of so many things, but now you're much better.
Walking.
Yes.
Isn't it making other types of medications obsolete? Do we still need now to go for endoscopies and stuff like that?
So that's the beauty with interventional radiology. It's like magic. When you hear it, you think, oh my God, but yes. It's magic for everyone. It's magic for the patient, but it's magic for other doctors. And it does not make the other specialties obsolete. We actually work together. There are things I cannot do with small tubes and wires because of where they are, because the patient maybe needs, it's a much bigger thing that I cannot get through my tube and wire. Therefore, then I will make sure you are okay and send you to the surgeon. Sometimes the surgeons contact us to reduce the blood flow to a certain area. For example, if they are going to operate in the neck where there are so many vessels and they are removing this cancer that is bleeding too much, they might call me to block the vessels supplying that cancer so that I reduce the blood flow. And then they will still go in and do the surgery. So it doesn't take away other specialties. Instead, it helps those other specialties. So we work together.
I don't know whether I get you right. It sounds like it's also mobile. It is.
Yes, and that's one of the advantages of doing these interventions. Because we are using imaging, really anywhere where imaging can go, then we can go there. So if I'm using ultrasound, which is a portable type of imaging, then I can find you on your bed. You don't have to come down for me to remove fluid from your abdomen. I can walk right beside your bed and do a paracentesis bedside. But then there are times I'm doing a CT scan guided biopsy. I can't carry the CT scan. So then I will ask the patient to come down to the CT scan. Or sometimes, for example, what I've said about stroke, if I'm going to unblock your vessels in the brain, then I need to be in an angio suite. And we don't have that yet here in Mulago, but I'm sure in time it's going to come. Like I said at the beginning, we've been here for just 1 year and a half. Before that, we did not have any specialized services in interventional radiology in the country. But now in Mulago National Specialized Hospital, we have an interventional radiology clinic that is running. In the last 1.5 years, we've seen over 1,500 patients, and we have been able to do about 830 procedures. So the need is there, and the patients are here, and we are doing good work.
Talking about availability, it appears like it's only here at Mulago in Uganda.
Yes, and what we have done, what Mulago has done, which is very, very good, is that we are not only providing the service, but we are training. We have the first subspecialty radiology training in the entire country. So as I speak now, there are 3 interventional radiology fellows that are under training, and they are going to qualify this year. And after that, the second class is already on, and the training will continue. So to start, yes, the service is only here in Mulago, but thereafter, we shall be able to have other people going into other places because we are doing a training program.
So how do you help individuals outside there, patients outside Mulago? How do you help them to access these specialized services? Is there a mechanism of working with people outside Mulago to access these specialized services?
Currently, because we are just starting, we are starting here. And the service that we are doing is really big. The scope of what we can offer is big. So there are things that we train diagnostic radiologists to do. For example, to remove fluid from the abdomen, which we call a paracentesis. I don't have to do it. There are other people who can do it in other hospitals. Even the person in Soroti doesn't have to come to Kampala for that. As long as there is someone there specialized in imaging, a radiologist, they can do these procedures. But then there are other high-end services. For example, about 3 weeks ago, we were able to treat fibroids, a woman with fibroids. Instead of doing surgery, we went through their vessels and treated those fibroids, and they were gone. The procedure is called uterine fibroid embolization, and we are doing it without cutting the patient. Right. So for such specialized services, for now, the patient has to come to Mulago. But later on, because we are training, if other hospitals get facilities, then they will be able to offer the services as well.
Being the only center.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.